right, guys, we're live. EMPI Insider show. My dude gracing me with his presence again. I don't think he needs any introduction, but Cory Mac in the house tonight and hanging out. JC Lobby. Figure we give you guys a little insight of what's going on here in the world. And brought my dude in here because there's quite a bit of buzz going on about a particular event coming up, and we're going to get to that. But first, we just wanted to say thanks again for tuning in. Weekly episodes seem to be very successful. Last week's was awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. You know, to have such a huge interaction that we had last week was massive. And it was continuous after the show. So we did like a really cool setup of parts and product and talked about a lot of different stuff, and we were really engaging with the audience. And I mean, after the show was over, we're talking about 50, 60 DMs just asking about product and parts and knowledge of what we're doing. So
yeah, and it looked like, I mean, I watched it. It was all stacked up there. I'm thinking, this is perfect. You know, this is really good. So getting the word out there, and obviously the office is, when you walk in, you see all the Jack stuff, and, you know, you guys are doing a great job here.
Appreciate it. There's so many moving pieces going on behind the scenes here and at EMPI, and really what we're doing and the things that we're developing, and the stuff that we can't talk about yet, some of the product that we are working towards. But, you know, let's get right to it. I don't even know where to start or begin or what, but, you know, there is a show going to go down. So give us some of the 411. You know, I mean,
you know, for me being out of the VW market for 20 years and, you know, doing a little bit different thing with the Top Fuel stuff, and then coming back, and now I've stepped out of the Top Fuel car and kind of looked back at my past and went, you know what? I think I want to go back and do some things like we did before. So, you know, the ideas came up of, we'll put on a race. Okay, well, where do we put a race on? Well, the best place I can think of putting a race on with the amount of people and, you know, families and a place that you can go and great place to eat, Las Vegas. So why not do it at the Strip in Las Vegas? Yeah. So I started making some calls and got a hold of all the people I've known for 25, 30 years down there, and they haven't had a VW race there in quite a while, actually. So they were very excited. They got right back to me, and, you know, we signed. The reason we blasted it last week, which was right before NHRA was in Pomona, is because I wanted everybody to know that this is going to happen. I wanted to be able to talk about it, and now it's already a monster. So I feel a little overwhelmed already, but you know, I've got some good people behind me, and, you know, with all that being said, I think it's going to be a great event. We're going to have as many of the classes we can, make sure all the spectators are happy, make sure all the drivers are happy. We want you, the families, to come out. We're definitely going to have the gates open on Saturday night, so everybody can come on Saturday, can make some test runs, because there'll be another event going on, but they're going to dedicate a lane just for us. So now we can let everybody come in, get their stuff settled, get unloaded, and make a few passes and get their stuff ready for Sunday. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing to me is you're going to Vegas, you want to be able to take your family out, you want to go gamble. I mean, where can you do everything and go to the Strip, which is, you know, one of the major, you know, places that we race at. I mean, it's 4 wide now. Obviously, we're just going to be using the 2 wide, but at the same time, you know, Bruton Smith, he spares no expense when it comes to it. And the same thing with his Charlotte track. So, you know, I think the best place to do this is Las Vegas. So October 18th, we're going to put on a race.
Be there.
Exactly.
The whole seat only costs $20, whatever it is. But no, obviously it's super cool what's going on. Obviously, I'm a little privy to some of the knowledge and whatnot, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. We've been contacting the right people, the racers and promoters and everything, to try to make it a cohesive event. But I think a lot of it, the plans, right, to be more of a, I don't want to say a lifestyle event, but I mean it's a family-friendly event.
And that's really what I want to push, is that we want this to be a laid-back event. We want everybody to have a good time. We want the families to be together. I mean, I know just from my experience in the past, I'm a racer, you know, and now a racer is going to put and that feeling of going to an event where you're comfortable and everything's good, everything's flowing. I know where my family is. I always had my kid with me, so, you know, we just want to put something on that's going to be a very easygoing, laid-back deal. Now, we're looking for mega. We're hoping this is going to be a great event, and then obviously I'll be looking to put on some more next year, in the next year, and move forward. So yeah, we're getting our stuff together right now, and we're going to start posting some things here pretty quick. So everybody just, stay with me and kind of sit back and let us gear up for everything, because once we start posting stuff, it'll be everything from the drag racers to when you can come in and you can camp overnight. You don't have to be shut out. That'll be a great thing. Pre-registration, that's going to be a big thing for us as well. But we're just now starting to get all the classes exactly where we want them to. So be patient with us. But we're definitely going to be putting some stuff up on the web and get you guys to be able to start signing up. And we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a really big event. We got a lot of people that are coming. I'm even going to try to add some of the sponsors from NHRA side and get them to come out and sponsor some classes and be part of it. So I've already got some of that in the works. We will definitely have hotels for everybody to stay at. We'll be able to post that so you guys can get all your stuff done ahead of time and just worry about working on your race cars and the drive-in from wherever you're coming from. But we are definitely going for a worldwide type of thing here.
Yeah, I think the global scale or mega event that you're referring to is going to be key. We've reached out to some of the players, we reached out to some of the guys from around the country, and we're hoping you guys listening in, already start marking your calendars down for that October 18th and make it a nice vacation weekend or a week essentially, because a lot of guys are going to come out this way. We're going to be out here for other events and stuff going on, and the very following weekend will be drag day, so you can come out and get a week's worth of fun with the family and friends. Hit Disneyland, get 2 Volkswagen races for you degenerates out there that love it, and hit your normal shops and all the events going on is kind of the scope of it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. And we know the other series has points going on, everything else. We're not trying to take away from them at all. We're actually trying to add to it, because a lot of the folks that we think will come in are going to be saying, hey, as long as we're down here, we want to go to drag day too as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I think drag day will be bigger because of it, but on our side, I got to worry about our race that we're putting on and how I'm going to get it done and make it smooth. So there's a lot of trips back and forth to Las Vegas and a lot of planning, but I promise we'll get the stuff out to you. You guys have plenty of time to get your cars ready, and please bring the family, bring friends. I mean, my phone's been just going off the chain here of, how do I sign up and where do I go? We're going to answer all those questions here in the next week or so, and we'll have stuff up for you. So, I'm getting a lot of help from Corey Ryder, which I appreciate. Brian Watts has helped me on a big scale, because, I've been out of it for a while. You guys are right in the thick of things, and so, being hooked up with EMPI and, being sitting here with all the parts behind me, having to check my pockets before I leave today. But
pick you upside down, shake your fair spare change on the way
see
out.
What falls out.
But no, it's really neat to see what's transpiring and just the overall growth and the traction that this thing is gaining so fast. I think people have been asking for this event and wanting it, and many of you guys have heard on my previous shows that I was really looking to try to do something in Texas or Vegas, kind of an East Coast West Coast shootout. And then when Corey and I started talking about this thing, I said, hell, let's put this thing together. So I was super excited for this. So much stuff going on in the future, but just hang tight. I mean, that's what he says. We've talked about classes. There's going to be, you guys are hopefully going to see the return of like the quick 8, quick 16 deal and bring some 200 mile per hour monsters out there and get guys like Foltz and the Loffers. We'd love to see them out there doing things.
I've talked with Perkins.
Yeah,
I've talked with everybody. It's just one of those things where, I think it's just wide open on a scale that we're not even looking at. When it comes to VWs, I mean, back in the day, all the bug-ins and everything that I went to as a young guy, and then being able to be in a VW and race. I'm actually putting the 56 oval window back together. Plan on bringing it out there so everybody can see it. It's now a Cal look car and doesn't look crazy anymore. But some of the stuff that I really loved was going through all that and racing with all the VW folks, and I'm excited for that. So we'll be able to answer all your questions here pretty soon, and what class they're going to be, what about all air cooled or a water program, or what we're going to do. It's one of those things where we're just in the infant stages of really getting our stuff together. But once we post it, I want it to be right. So like I said, be patient with us. If you have ideas or things that you'd like us to talk about or see, I mean, definitely shoot us.
Yeah, shoot me a DM on it if you guys are asking about certain things or would like to see certain classes, right? We've been working diligently on that, especially the classes, I mean, as little as a half an hour ago of what we'd like to see, what classes we'd like to see, or what potential they are. So, I mean, here's your guys' chance, really, to give us some feedback. If you guys want to see a specific class, if you guys want to see, besides the Quick 8, Quick 16, but Pro Turbo, Pro Stock, whatever it may be, let us know. But at the same time, if we're going to say, I want to pipe dream this, or I want to do that, let's make sure we're going to get some effort to make it happen, too, because we want to make sure that whatever class is, we're not going to, we'll use water cool, because it's an ongoing joke here with one of the guys in McRae. It's like, we want a water cool class, but it's a great idea, yeah, but then 3 weeks to it, there's 3 cars that show up. So that's where the pre-registration is going to come into play is, put some of your money where your mouth is, lock yourself in a spot, and pay your tech card in advance, and make sure you're there.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to see a class, let us know. We really want to make this an awesome event that people are going to talk about forever, and it'll be the must-do event now going forward.
That's right.
And to kind of close out the year right, 'cause it'll be the last chance for some of the East Coast guys to get out of the snow before before the race cars are parked. If you want to go out and run multiple classes, we'll look at try to stagger things right. I mean, I think we're really giving a lot of thought as a spectator or participant, I guess, to stagger things properly. I mean, how we're going to bring cars in. There's just so many moving pieces. But we still want to hear from you. So please shoot us a DM, at EMPI Insider on Facebook and Instagram. And we'd love to funnel that through, run it up the chain, and see what we can do. And know that we're trying to keep all kinds of activities for everybody and for the family and for the spectators. And, Saturday night grudge racing,
Yep.
Call them out off the trailer, talk some shit, Let's see what you can do. I mean, there's going to be some test and tune going on that
Correct.
day before, or Saturday. So, Patrick Carney, if you're listening in, I'm break you off right now. So it's already calling you off the trailer. But just stuff like that, we want to hype it up. We want to make sure that it's a fun event. Like it's supposed to be like when I was a kid and coming to watch you race. When you were 12, and just lined up outside the gates. And I remember just sitting there waiting in the middle of the night and it's dark and you're just waiting to get in. I mean, that's the what we fell in love with in the 80s heydays, and that's kind of where you'll notice kind of the theme where we're going back to, and I think we're kind of getting in that direction is just the glory days. I mean, and the days gone. I don't want to say days gone by because there's still future of it, but I think we can really bring this thing back to something special.
I want to breathe some new life in this deal, man. I mean, and make it, it's obviously competitive out there, and anybody that's a racer will tell you the same thing. We're here to win. I don't step into any car without thinking I have a chance to win. That's the biggest thing. So I know you guys are all thinking the same thing, but we want to breathe some new life into VW racing, period. And the best place to do it is in Las Vegas, where you can do anything you want at any time of the day you want. And that's this way you can go see shows, you can go gamble, you can come back to your pit and get back in the gate on Saturday night. And we really want this to be a family type of event. And we want all the sponsors to be happy. And obviously, we know that we've only spoken with a few, but we'll get something out there soon and give you guys a chance to either sponsor a class, help with the event and everything else. But we're kind of game on. Whatever questions you guys have, we want to get you answers, but we want to do it the right way. I'm really looking forward to it because I will not be in a race car. I will be handling. I'm just going to be there to cruise around, shake hands. Okay, so I'll make one pass in 56. But other than that,
I'll call you out.
Just to make here we go. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm excited about this. I mean, this is really kind of a step back for me and kind of back to where it all started. So, I mean, I'm really excited. I wake up with a big smile in the morning, like, what do I got to get done to go to the next step on this deal? So, I got through Pomona last weekend, and it's tough. I am definitely not the best spectator in the world. It's a tough thing. So, stepping out of the fuel car is a tough thing to do, period. But, being there and being with all your friends and seeing everybody, and it was a good event as well. So, but we're not trying to put anybody else down. We're not trying to step on any toes. We want to do it and in a way that's good for everybody. Give you guys an opportunity to jump into a second class if you want to. And I know that's what I wanted to do back in the day. I wanted to run Bracket X, and I wanted to run this class, and as many laps as I could get in, I wanted to do that. So I'm sure you guys are pretty much the same.
Yeah, that piggybacks right off of why you're trying to make it to where people can come in Saturday night to get some hits in. It makes perfect sense for guys coming a long way. We hope to get some guys out of Texas. Like to see JD Curry and his crew come out of the East. We just want to see as many people as we possibly can and start dragging it out there. But Vegas is perfect for it.
Oh yeah.
Take the wife out to go see a show and a nice dinner. You slip in a VW race while you're there. You just happen to drag your car, 1,000 miles or something. But make it a total awesome event. And to watch you run around the pits last weekend in Pomona was a whole nother avenue. That's got to be painful at times.
Yeah, I mean, I watched qualifying. I was there all 3 days basically, but after watching qualifying and then realized that, man, if we had a car, we could be in the show, and it's a tough deal. But at the same time, it's time to move on to the next deal, and this is it for me. So Las Vegas, you guys can get in on the 17th and get some hits in. I believe they'll keep it open till about 6 or so. So if we're going to do some grudge racing, make sure you guys get in early, get your stuff off the trailers, talk like I said, talk your shit, but back it up at the same time, and we're in for it. So whatever we can do on the starting line to hype it up, or bring you guys in together and let you talk to the crowd. I mean, that's our thing. That's what we're looking at. And on Sunday, the whole track is ours. It'll be all of our stuff. We're doing a car show. We're doing a swap meet. We're going to do a push bug event. We're going to, try to get some stuff going for the kids. I can't let all the cats out of the bag right now because there's so much going on behind the scenes right now. But as we move forward, you'll totally get it, and we want to make it where the whole family come in, have a good time, watch their gal or guy and what race car they want to be in, and I'm excited because we're gonna kind of mix it up as far as ladders and how we're gonna do this. We're gonna pull from some other drag racing venues that I've seen, and we're gonna make it different. So at the same time, I'm gonna be there on hand if there's a problem. We can work it out between everybody and move forward. So this is not a place that we want to have a bad time. This is a deal where you're in Las Vegas, one of the best tracks in the world, and you got all the stuff around you in Las Vegas to look forward to. And then Sunday, our race is going to be one-of-a-kind deal, and we'll have a great time doing it. We're going to do some good payouts. We've already got some great sponsors that have been calling in and everything else, but we needed to do this first and get this podcast out. And thanks to Corey Ryder and EMPI to everybody here. This helps me a lot because you guys can get an idea of what we're looking at trying to do. But save those dates, and then the very next weekend you go to drag day, and then drag your stuff home, and you'll be done for the year.
Yeah, so never done for the year. We're Southern California. We got weather year round, right? But at least it's you hit it right, Corey. It's one of those things that there's been a lot of buzz about it. There's been a million comments and questions and DMs and messages sent, but just pump the brakes a little bit if they will, and we'll have some more information out soon. But one of the things that you said, I want to elaborate on it. It kind of sticks with me a little bit. But the thing about that you want to breathe some life back into it and grow this hobby. And I want to piggyback off of that because I think there was a lot of questions about EMPI being on a fuel car last weekend, and that tripped a lot of people out.
Yeah, but you got good coverage. You got a great interview at the other end. I mean, Cameron really kind of did you solid there, and Terry, it was on Terry Haddock's car as well. So had some really good starting line shots, and people were like, hey.
Yeah,
what is the EMPI doing?
And that's really where I'm trying to go with this. Is that look at PRI, and I've talked about this before, but it was totally spot on with Pomona, because those that recognize the little blue oval, right, the EMPI globe, had a story, had something to tell you about it, but all those stories were when they had a car, right? Or when they did this with a car, or their buddy had a car. what we've got to remember as a community and as a hobby is that the pool of Volkswagen enthusiasts, right? The car's gone. It's not getting made anymore. No matter where it's at, but it's shrinking, right? And if we don't do something to save the hobby that I love so much and that you started out at, and I mean, hell, you were my childhood idol, dude. I mean, I tell you that all the time.
That's a scary thought.
It is, good Lord, especially some of the stories I've heard. But no, it's to think about that. The hobby is shrinking, right? Some of the greats have passed on, and the guys that were guys that I looked up to now are getting long in the tooth, right? and there's certain things that we've got to be infectious and bring in new people and create that what we fell in love with the sport
a long time ago has been. We've got to get back to that, to get some of these kids involved with it. That's one of the reasons why we did the things we did. And as we come in the coming weeks, like with Cameron, there's a picture that stood out that was passed to me that we got our hands on, and it was like a kid about 5-6 years old standing there getting an autograph from Cam, kneeled down to him, and that picture to me resonates so deeply within, because that's where I was 40 years ago, no doubt.
Right? And so we've got to create that event or that culture to draw people back in, to get them to build another car, or the guys that had a car to buy a car,
right.
You know, and Cameron also being like an auto body shop teacher at the Cerritos College, you know, is also another avenue for them. So there was multifacets. A lot of people were asking me, what top fuel parts does EMPI make? It's not. It's about the hobby, guys. It's about drawing in new audience. You know, we got over 4 minutes, or right about 4 minutes of total Fox Live airtime for a very great program, and to entice new people in, and to do that. And that's what I love to see, and that's why we've stepped up to be partners with you and do other things we're doing, because we've got to grow our hobby that you guys love, that we love, and that stinking little car, man, and it draws us all together. We've got to be infectious, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to make sure I drove home this week, because it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind since last week, and it's like, man, how can we grow our hobby? Because it really is shrinking.
Well,
even if we look at it.
It is. I mean, I'd love to look at it and see a lot of the old names that are still there and still doing it. And, obviously I've been completely away from it for the last 20 or so years. But at the same time, it's why I kept my 56. It was something my dad and I put together. There's a lot of good stories that go back with that. And, obviously I've talked to Foltz, and I've talked to Tom Shue, and Keith Londreau knows that the race is going on now. I mean, we got a lot of people that are really interested, and the fact that just cruising around Pomona last weekend, I could not believe the people that were coming up to me and saying, you know what, I'm going to get my car out, I'm going to get it ready, and I'll be there.
Hell or high water, I keep seeing.
Unbelievable amount of people that I didn't even know had bugs, and they're like, oh, we're dragging them out. And these are guys that I drag race with in the top fuel categories. I guess they got bugs at home. I was like, okay, obviously. I love that. Save the date. And, 2 weeks after we race there is the NHRA, coming down to their final deal. So it's Vegas and then on to Pomona for them. So I think we picked a great time. The weather's going to be perfect. I think, everything's going to be online for a great show, a good time. We really look forward to seeing you. And my memory isn't what it used to be, but I can't wait to see everybody, how they've aged, and they look at me and go, okay, I've seen you, but it's only because I've seen you before on TV. Well, I got people coming to me, do you remember me? And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, but I don't have the memory I used to.
Hey, man.
I'll just be really honest with you.
Those concussions are brutal.
Oh, man. I blame it on the sudden stops. My doctor says he blames it on that and being old. I'm like, great, I'm old. It's like one of those things. But at the same time, you're only as old as you feel. We're looking forward to having everybody out there. We really want to have some fun so we can gang up on everybody and maybe work with some of the other races that are out there and work around it so we're not too stacked up, and give you guys time to work on your cars in between races. So, it's kind of one of those things. I took the date that I could get. It was the only one that was there, and I really wanted to have it in Vegas. It's big for me to have it there. So I always look forward to that race. I hope you guys do too. And I can't wait for all the stuff to come up. And I'll be looking online and reading everything. And that's what I do. I'm in bed at night and going through it. And I get up in the morning. I'm looking to see how many hits we got. And it's just it's crazy. Show us your cars. I love seeing pictures of all the cars and the old ones that are going to be coming out. So just all in all, just give us a little bit of time. We're going to hit you with all the stuff, and then hopefully you'll feel overwhelmed instead of me feeling overwhelmed. And, I think when it's all said and done, we're going to walk away and think, okay, it's fun to come to a race and have a good time, and that's what it's going to be about, and growing the sport. And that's what I want to do. Let's grow the sport. Let's do it together, and let's have a good time doing it.
It's going to be epic, and I try not to use that word too much, but I really feel that if we're 50% successful in the stuff that we're trying to put together, it should be a hell of a good time. So let us know what you guys think. Stay tuned. I'm sure we're going to launch a Facebook page for it. We'll make it easy to get tickets. We'll make it easy to pre-sell stuff. Know that we're looking at a lot of car show classes. We're looking at drag race classes. We're looking at special events. We're looking at events for the kids. We're looking at all facets. DJ on site. We're looking at music and hanging out and just making it a really cool, classy event that you can bring your kid to, you can bring your wife and family to, and have a damn good time doing it. So, send us a DM, let us know. Stay tuned for the Facebook. I'm sure we'll launch a Facebook page dedicated to that. Correct. So you can save the date, say you're interested. We'll make it easy for you guys to pre-register, set up the classes, but we'll get you out the information as fast as we possibly can. You just know that it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, and we're going to work with a company that that helps us with the registration, so you guys can do it right online there, make all the pre-registration stuff so much easier. We want you guys to be able to have your packets and have all your entry stuff, so when you get there you can get in and not have to worry about, I got to go over here and sign this and all the waivers. I want you to be able to come to the gate, already have your armbands or however we're going to categorize everything, and you guys can get in with your family, and it's really big for me that you can stay overnight in your pit and be ready for Sunday. So you're not just pulling your stuff in on Sunday morning, repping it out and trying to get it warmed up and ready. We want you to already be there and having a good time and look forward to it and meeting everybody and in my case re-meeting everybody. But stay tuned. We'll just keep on funneling stuff out as we go, and if you have questions, call in or definitely send us an email, and we'll get back to you. Between Brian and between Corey Ryder, which has been a huge help on this deal, to have my guys behind me and really working with me and kind of set me in the right mode, because I've been out of it for a while, and that's a big deal. So I definitely want it to be a good success for families and racers, have a good safe racetrack to race on, and Las Vegas has that, and it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, if you guys haven't raced at the Vegas facility, it's first class all the way. Inclined shutdown area for those.
Those are a little late on the shoot, so yeah, been there, done that, yeah. And
it's a fun place. I mean, it's Vegas. You had me at Vegas, dude. Yeah, once you said Vegas, it was in. So, very, very cool. I don't even know what to say, man. Other than just hang tight, guys. If you got some questions, fire away, Edgar. We'll take them as they come through. But just know that it's coming. Week or two, I think we'll probably have some stuff out, a lot more detailed, outlined. I would expect probably by end of the month you should have a flyer ready to go.
Oh, it'll be game on. I guarantee you. Once we get you guys all the stuff you need to be ready for the race. We just wanted to get with you guys and let you know the dates, and you can put that on your calendar and figure out how much work you got to take off to get to the race, yeah, and all that good stuff. But at the same time, if you're able to come in early and do some stuff, we're going to work with everybody to make sure everybody's having a good time. And like I told these guys, I said, I want to walk the pits, walk the starting line, watch some racing, be there for questions. This has to be a smooth deal and easy to get by. So if I can't answer the question, I will get somebody that can answer the question in the right manner. But I have to look on all you guys to kind of help me through this first one, and then once we gain some speed on it, we'll be looking at other races in the future. So that's really what I want to do with the next 10 years of my life, is put on some races have a good time doing it. And you know, we could be sitting here 6-7 years from now going, I can't believe how big this has gotten to be, and that's good for you guys too. I mean, nobody wants to come out and embrace a class that only has 3 or 4 cars in it, and you already know who's going to win the race. I mean, we're going to make it so the classes stack up, and you know, the chips fall as they may, so to speak, and that'll be a little insight of how we're going to do our ladders and everything else. So we'll definitely have an index for everybody, I guarantee it.
Which is exactly it. We're trying to give you a platform
Yes.
to do if you want your water cool guys. I know they're chiming in. Now's your chance. You know, send us the DMs, lock us in, get your buddies to sign up, get your friends. You know, we'll start promoting cars locked in as once we're ready to start locking them in, we'll start promoting it and putting call outs out there and really just having some fun. Let's get back to the fun. So, you know, Cory, I can't wait, dude. It's going to be a blast. I know it's going to be a long road coming to get it there, but it's the payoff should be huge, man. So I can't wait. I'm glad to be a part of it. And for all you guys listening, I wanted to make sure you heard it from the man himself. That way all questions could be answered. It's his race. It's his gig. And, you know, if you have a question for either one of us, you know, let us know, and we'll make sure it gets to the appropriate channel. But there's a lot of stuff going. Just make sure you save that date now, and don't be the guy that missed out on one of the most epic events that should go down in this industry in a long time. So.
Well, you know, and I want to thank EMPI for, you know, really sitting down and giving me that challenge of, okay, if you're going to do this, let's go all out and do it. And, you know, you guys are actually the first one on the board. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And, you know, I get to do my second podcast, so that's good too.
Yeah,
So,
we're live
I don't
streaming.
know if you've had repeats or not.
No, I don't think we've had. I think you're our first repeat. We've had a lot of requests for Jack, especially with Jack's videos and stuff that we were shenanigans and mockery and everything else. But, you know, all in good fun. But no, I mean, we're kind of getting away from the whole podcast lingo. It's more of a show, man. We're giving you live streaming action right here, not pre-recorded, not edited. This is raw, unedited. F up, screw ups, real deal.
You know.
2 dudes hanging out in the lobby today. Tomorrow we'll be back upstairs. We've been off-site, on-site. You know, we've been at SEMA doing it. We've been at PRI doing it. We're going to continue to do it because it's what I love. It's what I love. It's what I enjoy. And my biggest thing is because of mindsets and the things about EMPI and call it what you will, but I'm trying to give, you know, you guys, the listeners, an inside scoop of what's going on from a different perspective, you know, and it's that's why we have fun with the live streams and videos in the back, because it's, you know, not this big blue evil monster that a lot of times is portrayed to be, but, you know, we're really changing that mindset. We're really taking the steps to go forward, and we're doing that by guys like Jack and bringing in JC Product and his company and his mind, you know, and partnering with guys like you that have a pretty impeccable history, you know, that have done a lot of stuff, and that we're trying to set it up for the future, for my kids, right?
Yes.
For my generation, so that we can continue on. And, you know, somebody brought up a really good point to me last night. It's like, man, you know, bringing hate on all these different things that we're trying to do or things that we're trying to go. But at the end of the day, what's it going to get us, right?
No way.
You know, we're doing everything we can. We're putting millions and millions and millions of dollars into product that we're feeding this hobby that we love so much. Do you want that to fail? I mean, do you really want that to fail? So, you know that we're working on it, man. We're working, striving towards it. We're working on great things here. Come into the lobby, see freaking Henry sometime, check him out. Come check out Jack's stuff. You never know who's going to be walking through here, coming to lunch.
Yeah.
And, you know, sign up for a shop tour. On that point, we're, again, days away from making a formal announcement about the EMPI cruise night during VW week. So stay tuned, please. Bear with us. We're just working on some final scheduling things, but I'm like 95% sure that's going to happen. This dude will be here. His friggin' 56 better be running by then, so we can have some fun with it. We'll park the thing right out front. But just so much stuff going on. A lot of new products. Stay up to date. Make sure you follow us on social media. We will plug Cory Mac Show when the time is right.
Yes.
But quick show tonight, 40 minutes. If you got any questions for us, fire them away. DMs, you know. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I want to give a big shout out to Eric from Vintage Volkswagen of America for plugging us and EMPI Insider and what we're doing there. That's a huge thing for me. So that's getting shared with like 45,000 subscribers. So those you guys of VOA, man, it's huge for us. So thank you so much for that. And you know, make sure you stay up to date on social media. We'll drop the heat just as fast as we get it, and and share it with everybody else.
Well, and that's my biggest thing. I just want to be prepared and make sure that when we drop the hammer on this thing, that everybody understands. They can go online and get all the questions answered. And then if not, hit us up. I mean, we'll get back to you. I mean, I got lots of guys that are working on this project, and myself included. And like I said, if I can't answer it, I got people that can answer the questions. So we'll do whatever it takes to make you guys be able to come out and have a flawless weekend of racing. That is our goal, to come out, have fun, grow the sport again, make it really cool. I mean, just coming here, the first time I came in here, there was nothing in this showroom, and I'm thinking, why isn't that place stacked? And the next time I come back, boom, just like this. So it's it's been really good for EMPI. They've really gathered some really great people like Jack, and it's really says a lot for the future and their commitment to Volkswagens and everybody like me. When I was a kid, I had a Volkswagen because I could afford to have a Volkswagen. And then when I started racing it, I realized it was costing me more money. But at the same time, I mean, there was VW places all around here that I could go to, and EMPI be one of them, obviously, and walk in and I can buy, not just regular parts now. I can buy high performance stuff and get everything I need. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you look into it, because it makes it that much easier for you guys to have parts and everything else. And obviously, we're going to keep blasting this. Obviously, Cory and I talk quite a bit. We'll all be together. We'll definitely be talking every week. And I imagine we'll probably end up on another podcast.
It's going to happen,
before
I'm
it's
sure.
over.
Once we start, I'm sure you guys, Hi, Henry. See, you never know who's going to pop in here, Mr. Miyagi came to pay us a visit. But it's just what it's about. It's one big family. We were excited for it. We'll definitely have you back on once you kind of get things penciled out.
Okay.
We can make the class announcements. That'd be great to have you. I'll let you buy lunch this time, and then we'll just lay it out there and let people really get some Q&A behind it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions about the classes and is this legal, is that legal, and I mean, put it this way, we're putting a lot of thought behind it, especially when it comes to classes. We're consulting the right people as well. We're making the right phone calls, and if you haven't been called yet, you probably will be. But just know that we're really focused on that. We're really listening to the street, what we hear, what we people are wanting and asking for, and we're just making this laundry list of notes, and we're trying to compile all that into one badass event. So,
well, I sure appreciate the help, and all you guys at home. I appreciate everything you guys are putting in to get your cars ready to go, and I'm sure everybody's wife is looking at them like, man, you spent all this time in the garage. Yeah. I know it because I've been there, and it'll be worth it. And make sure that your husband's going to bring you to Vegas, because there's a lot of other stuff to do. So I know that I'm going to try to get there a little bit early and get a show in and that type of stuff before I start hanging out the track and sweating bullets waiting for y'all to come.
Living at the track.
But I'll be so excited to wake up Sunday morning and we get that first pass out there. After a good driver's meeting, make sure everybody's on the same page, and then everybody will be able to move forward, and we'll get the classes going and have a great event. I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be awesome. You guys heard it here. You heard it right straight from the horse's mouth, if you will.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts. This is all buts. Our butts are in the seat, and we're going to do this. And I've already signed the contract with Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and obviously, just I can't wait. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely going to be a bigger event than I even imagined to begin with, but. It's going to be awesome. So we'll find a place for you. We'll get you on the track.
Show or go.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the cars come out for the car show, the swap meet stuff. I'm always that guy that goes through and looks at all the stuff. And I make sure I have everything I need, and you guys will as well. There'll be obviously all the sponsors will be there. They'll have all their booths up, and so if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, I want to be in the midway, we're going to be putting stuff out there for you. You'll know exactly what it takes to get in the midway, what it takes to be in the drag race, what it takes to be in the car show. We'll make sure that everybody's questions are answered and get it out to you. And we just appreciate you listening to us and letting me come in. I appreciate that, and make sure that you guys know that this thing is for real. We're going to do it. And hopefully we can get it right the first time. But, every little glitch that we have, we'll work through it and make sure that everybody's happy.
Yep. So, awesome, guys. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks, Cory Mac, for coming and hanging out with us. Of course, EMPI for giving us that outlet platform. It's been awesome. If you got any questions for me, Edgar, fire away. But other than that, we're good. We'll catch you guys next week. See ya.